Hey, Zach, since you mentioned your days coaching, let's keep it there because your expertise, obviously, especially at wide receiver, and we know what the deal is at Ohio State. So we know about Jeremiah Smith, obviously, probably the best in the game. Ryan Williams may have something to say about it this year. Uh, Cornell Tate really stepped up. He's a premier player. They're going to need that third guy, maybe a fourth guy. A lot of impressive names: Mylan Graham, Brandon Ennis. Any particular guys that you like as being guys that might break out?
Brandon Ennis is the one. I mean, I loved his high school tape. He's one of the few. I don't really follow recruiting, but he's one of the few. Him and Jeremiah are the two players that I actually broke down their high school game film, and I think he's really good. And he's kind of perfect for what Ryan Day does. I mean, losing Emeka is a big loss, but it's going to be pretty seamless. I know Brandon Ennis had a great spring, and they really those young receivers did too. Mylan Graham impressed, but the only I don't know that it's going to be an issue this year, but Brian Hartline generally doesn't play outside of his top three. He doesn't rotate guys. Like Mylan Graham's probably not going to see a lot of snaps. And so I don't know how important they'll be barring an injury because Brian Hartline kind of rides his top three receivers every snap. And that slot role is going to be interesting. You go back to years like where they had Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, but Jackson Smith and Jigba as a younger player led the team in receiving. Like Ryan loves throwing the football to the slot, and that's where Ennis is going to be featured. So I think he's one that I think is going to have a big year, kind of a breakout season.
Got Zach Smith on the line. Menace to Sports. Head on over there. Check out Zach and Chris and what they do each and every day. It's right here on YouTube at noon Eastern, your favorite audio platform as well, of course. Matt Patricia, when he was brought onto the staff, I don't know what the response was with your viewers. It wasn't the best here. I think people looked at him too much as a head coach and his failings at Detroit rather than the rest of it. But we're hearing good things about the way the players are relating to him and what he's brought to the table thus far.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. I think the biggest question mark that I had, because I don't know Matt Patricia, I've never met him. I don't really know anything other than he was a really smart football coach that thrived under Belichick and failed as a head coach. And I don't know why failing as a head coach matters when he's going to be a coordinator, not the head coach. But people love to talk about how he failed in Detroit. They really love to talk about it. But I was worried about the personalities. I mean, you have a guy like Tim Walton, who was kind of the co-DC, has been phenomenal in recruiting. I know he probably wanted that bump to the coordinator job. Larry Johnson's been one of the best D-line coaches in college football history. I mean, they have some big personalities in that room, and you add in a guy like Matt Patricia, that can go one of two ways, and it was a rave review. I mean, talking to guys inside the Woody, guys on that defensive staff, they're like, he's phenomenal to work with, work for, however you want to classify it. It's been rave reviews. And then further to your point, the players seem to be just love him. And he's so smart. I don't know if you saw, he was holding a meeting with like whatever his degree is, like the aerospace engineering. He was meeting with kids that were taking that major and teaching them like aeronautical engineering. And I'm like, this has got to be the smartest football coach in the history of football coaches.
You didn't do that, Zach?
No,
none of that for you.
No, absolutely not.
Zach Smith here, Menace to Sports. If you have any comments or questions, folks, super chat, and we'll get them right to the screen and pass them on to Zach and or myself.